Hey everybody, it's a Mad Master here. I'm doing one final video before I take a very extended break from YouTube. And I'm going to announce this because I've taken a break from social media the past week. Now, it's not a complete break, but basically what happened was I'm still on Facebook and Twitter and stuff, but I only check my messages once a day and I don't go on there. I don't scroll on there anymore. Now, I did take a little bit of a break, or not a break, but as heroin addicts call it, chipped yesterday because I went on the feed. And by the way, the first time I heard this term chipped was in a Guns N' Roses interview from 1990. It's kind of hilarious. But anyways, because Slash said, yeah, maybe I'll chip once in a while, but I'm not an addict. Of course, we knew that was wrong. But anyways, that's a little music minutia for you. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit in this video because I'm taking a break from YouTube. And I'm going to be just doing a lot of other things for at least a month, I'd say. And I took a break from Facebook and stuff. But this is what happened psychologically when I went back on there yesterday. So I haven't been looking at statuses or anything. I've just been going on and clicking on my messages and seeing if I get any. I deleted it from my phone, including the messenger from my phone. So this is what happened. I went on there and I went through the scroll. I scrolled a little bit. I'm like, man, what is going on with this shit? Every single post, except for one about music, two about music. There was one, a couple about music, a couple about some other stuff. Some friends posted. Almost every single one, I'm just going to use this word, triggered me. There was one about, you shouldn't, there's some girl, they call them tots or thought girl or whatever that I follow. She's like, nobody who's 30 years old should be dating. If you're after an 18-year-old, you're a predator. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cringe. Not that I'd want to date an 18-year-old. I'm just saying, just that attitude is so lacked nuance. Because I knew people that were dating 18 or 19-year-olds when they were in their 30s and stuff, and I'm not going to say that they were predators. So that was really stupid. And then there was a friend that, I'll just say, they supported a candidate I do not like that recently got coronated. And of course, Trump was coronated in 2020 basically too, but that doesn't mean two wrongs don't make a right, okay? So it was, and there were some other posts that were just total cringe and total negativity and just dark bullshit politics. And so I'm just okay, I'm glad. I feel fucking grateful that I took this break from social media. Now, other things aren't as positive as they could be right now, but that was one thing that I just had to put the kibosh on for a while. And that basically just got me thinking that, it's just probably a good idea to take a little bit of a break from it. And I don't know how long the break's going to be, and what I'm going to do when I get back on there officially, on the 18th of August, because that's when I started taking my break from Facebook, for example. And I don't think it's going to be the same. I think I'll probably talk a little bit, but probably going to post things I do, like music or blogs or not blogs, but my videos or podcasts or whatever I decide to do. But I'm definitely not going to partake in stuff argue. I could have posted something on that girl's wall or girl's post that she posted, and she said she had to block people because it was so controversial, saying that. Well, it is controversial. I'm not going to do a video about that. I've already done many videos. I mean, I was just going to say, if you can be drafted and smoke and be on your own, why is someone a predator if they're older than you a little bit? So I don't think 11, 12 years is that much older. I mean, even for 18, it's a controversial statement. I don't think you're a predator if you go after an 18-year-old and you're 29 or 30 or something. I think that's just stupid. If they're 14 and you're 30, then that's definitely bad. But everybody matures at different rates too, but you know, it's stupid. And I got triggered by it. I admit. I'll admit. Sometimes I don't know. You know, I don't know who I'm hitting on. Sometimes I'll just be honest. Like, I would never date anybody below 18. But you know, it's like, would I date someone that's like 19 and they're really cool and really like they're a model or something? Like, would I say no to that? Fuck no. If I could ever have the appeal of that, I would definitely say fuck 20 whatever, you know. Would I say no to that? It's just so stupid. It's so dumb. Just these little the memes. It was like a post like from someone else that she reposted. It's like, and this girl's like using her sexuality to appeal to people and stuff. Every post is some kind of like, you know, thing. It's so hypocritical. We are completely, as a society, fucked. Pardon the expression, on sexuality. You know, it's just completely contradictory and hypocritical and convoluted in this way that's just completely fucked. Well, anyways, I'm not going to do a video about that because I'm not going to do a video for a while anyways. So I just got really pissed at this, just the gall of someone, especially that I liked too. It kind of sucks. She's some kind of e-girl that's on Facebook. She's really cute. But anyways, and you know, political posts I saw were pretty cringe too, obviously. When I was on there, I already mentioned that. But yeah, I don't know. It was one thing after another. I love this. I love blank. I'll just say that. I love blank. I'm not going to say who it is. It's one of the two major candidates. And I'm like, this person, I respect them as a person. And it makes your heart sink when you see that kind of thing. Especially considering just how fucked it is, the political atmosphere. Like, if you said, like, it was even the Libertarian candidate, I'm like, or the Green Party, or, like, the Constitution Party, I'm like, well, it's a little weird, but at least it's someone different than the two-party system. You know, I mean, there's some, I mean, except for, like, any kind of, like, ethnic, whatever I'm trying to say, like, racialist kind of thing, I wouldn't support that. But like some far right weirdo, like libertarian / nationalist party, if someone supported that, or the Natural Law Party, you know, the Transcendental Meditation. I remember some guy in high school actually voted for that. It was pretty funny. He was talking about, you know, campaigning for that. I'm like, that's awesome, you know. I may not like it completely, but it's pretty cool. So I got really triggered just that people are so gullible. And then there were some other things that were just really cringe too, like, oh, someone believed, like, for example, that the Trump thing was all like a conspiracy. Well, it just, the way that they worded it, like it was all a false flag, like in this way that was like, I don't believe. Okay, I got triggered because it's just kind of dumb coming from certain people. That I don't think that Trump did this on purpose, is what I'm trying to say. But maybe. But the way that they think only Trump is evil, and then the other people aren't evil in this kind of context is what I'm talking about. Because I do have some friends that sort of are, you know, the assassination truthers. So sometimes I do, you know, I may say that. I don't know what happened. I don't really care at this point what happened with that, because it's irrelevant in the clown show that we're living in. It's a complete clown show and a complete, utter dismal failure of life that we're living in right now. I'm not saying my life, it's just everything is just so crazy. You know, I've kind of been thinking about the 80s, and I'm not a Reagan guy. I never was a Reagan guy. I think Reagan was pretty bad. Like, he did a lot of bad stuff. I'll just say that. I don't think he was a bad person personally or something, but he supported a lot of bad stuff, and it supported a lot of bad people. A lot of bad people supported him. But the times, 1984, like the culture and the society was just so different than now, and I kind of like long for some of that. You know, I would long, I mean, if Trump got reelected and it was like a Reagan kind of thing with like the 80s and stuff, like culturally, and like we weren't at risk for nuclear war and stuff, it would be kind of cool. I'm just saying, I don't support Trump, but like culturally, if we can go back to something like that with whoever is president, that would be kind of cool. But because culture was just, I mean, I was watching Brad Jones's The Year in Film 1984, which is like 5 hours long. It's the longest one. And I'm like, wow, all these classic movies were released the same year, and all these like cult classics were released the same year, and all these classic albums. It's like, how the hell can this happen? So I long for some of that. I long for the past. I'm a nostalgic guy. It's just the way it is. I'm trying to be more in the present and trying to be more, open to more modern things too. But it's just, there's so much stuff in the past. But yeah, or the early 2010s I like too, in a different way, for different reasons. But yeah, I talk about that. But everything else is just completely just out of, everything right now is completely out of hand, politically and culturally and stuff. So I made the choice to kind of take a break from social media, because that just digs in to this clown show we're living in, and just all these ideas are just so ridiculous at this point. And if I talk about the 80s, like, people weren't on on their phones or the internet all the time like they are now, or they weren't on their computer either, or their like calculator watch, or their BBSs, either. So some nerds were on BBSs all the time. Early 90s, I was on BBSs all the time, or early to mid 90s. So yeah, it's just so ludicrous thinking back to this moment, that it's such a waste of time. So social media is a little rant before I go. I'm going to finish it when I'm driving home from work. So started this in the middle of driving home from work, or a little bit after the middle of driving home from work. So social media is such a waste of time. Now, for my creative pursuits, I'm going to still use social media, and I may actually push it a little bit further with that in a certain way. But am I going to scroll through? I might even I'm not going to disable my timeline for everybody, but I might just kind of try to. I don't like to unfollow people or anything like that, but at least for a while, I might disable the timeline somehow, or I think there's an app for that, for a Chrome or something, and I might do that. I might do something like that when I get back on, because it's such a clusterfuck of bad news, and bullshit on there. I can't even think about how ridiculous and ludicrous things have gotten. Someone will be posting something. It's just like, and the politics too. And one of my friends, like I talked about this previously. One of my friends is a big time Christian. He thinks Trump's the Antichrist. He's posting about that all the time. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm worn out by this whole thing. This whole thing just wearing me out. What about my life and what I want to do with my life, I think if we survive, what's going on, some people don't say we won't, but let's say it's just another curve in the road, it's not some kind of fucking major disaster, then I'm not going to waste my time by worrying about these little things all the time. Not little things, but these things that are affecting the world. It's just gotten so bad. I've watched there's been times I've watched 7 hours of YouTube a day. YouTube, and some Rumble sometimes too, but not as much, or BitChute, but mainly YouTube. Most of the stuff's on BitChute, unless it's a new tech exclusive from who, or Due Dissidence has like their extra hours that they can't talk about. They can talk about other stuff on Rumble they can't on YouTube. I'm not going to let this person pass, but because I'm being an asshole. They can fuck off. People drive really shittily on this road. I try to drive like a nice person, but nobody's nice, so misanthropy coming out. Sorry. So yeah, saying well, this is just kind of a whatever video. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break from that, and I'm gonna take a break probably from YouTube for a month too. I'd say I'll be back like I'm not gonna do a full month. I'm just gonna do like mid-August for YouTube and stuff because I have some things coming up that I have to do that I'm a little bit concerned with, and I'll share them in a future video that are very disconcerting. not as disconcerting as I thought they would be, but hopefully they won't be more disconcerting, if you know what I mean. Certain things I have to do in the next week or so. And once I do that, and if things are all clear with that, then a little hint, I'm gonna be probably going crazy on shit. So I'll do a video about that in the future, about what I'm talking about. But just say that once things are better, if things are better by that, you know, in 2 weeks, let's say, I'll be probably going crazy on stuff, you know, just like more than I ever have before. You know, people know some people do know what I'm talking about too, like more than one, but it's more than one thing. It's not just like, you know, playing the game, so to speak. Not just that, but I'm just going to be, you know, going crazy over other stuff and going nuts. I'm not going to be held back by these stupid things. You know, a lot of stuff a lot of things have been a waste of time a lot of the time, you know. All these blogs about, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't do that, or, you know, it's just gotten so crazy, like, you know, the Rachel Maddow, I mean, it's gotten so crazy that, you know, I'm probably considered an alt-right fascist conspiracy theory person by some, even if 20 years ago I would have been a leftoid, you know, because you like Lord of the Rings, you're right wing, you know. Just people are fucking insane, man, you know. Oh, you're a sexist if you want to approach women you don't know or something, or want to date someone more than 2 years younger than you, you're a predator. And I'm just exaggerating, but it's just like one of those things. It's like, I'm not going to let like blog posts and fucking posts on the stupid internet influence my life anymore, because they have in the past. You know, it's like, and that's one of the things, getting away from social media for a while. My friends, the most productive people I know, a lot of them aren't even on social media. Like, I'll do an impression of one of the guys. Hey man, get off of Facebook. Get off of Facebook. And of course, people that know me personally very well know who I'm talking about when I do that. He calls me Man-O-War. He doesn't call me Mad-O-Warrior or anything, but this guy still has me on his phone as Man-O-War. So, I agree with him actually after that experience, because it was traumatizing. It was like, what the hell? Because it's like it's like the heroin. I'm going to compare it to heroin again. It's like people that are heroin addicts get off of heroin, and then they overdose right away because their body's not used to like if they have a certain amount that they thought that they could do before, they overdose. And this is kind of what being on Facebook for 5 minutes was like for me. Like, oh my God, it's terrible. It's awful, toxic shit, you know? So yeah, I'm going to be off of YouTube as well for probably a month. And I got a new computer. I'm going to be setting that up in a couple weeks. And I got a lot of new stuff I'm going to be trying to do on there. Like, I tried OBS on my old computer, but I'm going to try it on this new computer and see how it goes and see how the green screen looks. Maybe I need a better green screen, because that's a cheapo one from the Amazon. It's literally like a curtain that kind of flows with the air. Unfortunately, I probably need a more solid green screen kind of thing. And I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff. I got a lot of ideas, of course, as always. So, but I'm taking a break. The negative energy's out of control, you know, especially now in the election year, and all the nonsense and crap that we have to go through with that. Just like, why even entertain the possibility that you're going to give them an ounce of your time? There's, you know, I talk about Gordon White a lot, the occultist, Gordon White, and I'm not totally sold on everything he says, especially about the upcoming next few years. But he does say, sometimes, and Corbett is kind of like this too, a little bit, you just can't involve yourself in all, and this is kind of a Neville Goddard thing as well in a certain way. You can't involve yourself in the world the way that other people do, because it'll drag you down. It'll suck you in to all these rabbit holes. It's like, I see that, like, with Corbett, it's like the technological thing. Like, you get sucked into these technological traps. And with Gordon White, it's sort of like a spiritual thing, even though he's very apocalyptic overall, which is kind of one thing that's kind of been turning me off a little bit from him. But I overall like him, and I overall like his worldview to a certain extent. But like Neville Goddard, you can't involve. That's what the Christianity that Neville Goddard actually professed. I actually do like. I'm kind of anti-Christian in a lot of ways, but Neville Goddard's interpretations of the Bible, I really dig, actually, to be honest. And maybe a little bit of Course in Miracles too. I'm a New Age woo weirdo Satanist hybrid, But anyways, this will be the last video, probably about at least 2 weeks, maybe a little longer. Try to get some shit together in my life. Try to get stay off of social media. Try to get some of my exercise stuff back into the mix, including some martial arts possibly. And so I did have a discussion with my old martial arts teacher from 2019, 2018, and well before that too. And early 2020. I haven't been there since February of 2020, to be exact. Probably early February 2020. I went right after something happened to me. But anyways, that's about all.